Pulse School on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by BASF.
Jay Strobe here with RealAgriculture.com, and we're here for another episode of the Pulse School, and I'm joined by Sherilyn Phelps. So today we're going to talk storage and handling for pulses. What should we be considering?
Well, there's a number of things. The first is with storage of pulses, you want to make sure that the pulses are conditioned for long-term storage, and that means making sure that their moisture content is dropped down to a safe level as well as their temperatures. Handling pulses, well, we all know that pulses are very sensitive to any mechanical damage. They have a seed coat, and some pulses have a thinner seed coat than others, and that can be very sensitive to damage such as cracking, splitting, things like that. When we're dealing with pulses, there's two things to be concerned with when we're talking damage. One is, of course, damage can affect the grade of the pulse. It can also affect the quality if you're planning to use the seed for planting next year. So damage, from mechanical handling, we want to minimize. You want to minimize the times that you're moving the grain, and when you are moving it, you want to use conveyor belts as much as possible. If you do have to use augers, the recommendation is to have them at a slow speed, but keep them full so that the seed can move gently through the auger. And if you have a long drop to where they are going to be falling, if it's more than a few feet, then you could also use beam ladders, which reduces the impact and reduces the mechanical damage that can occur.
And what consideration should we look at when it comes to long-term storage of pulse crops?
Well, long-term storage, it's really about getting that grain conditioned. So getting those temperatures down to like 10 degrees so that it can keep for a longer period of time, as well as getting the moisture content down. Now, moisture content is very important because you can get hot spots within the bin, and that can either be from higher levels of seed moisture in your grain, but it also can be from spots where there is weed seeds or green material or some other source of moisture. And so conditioning that grain for long-term storage is very important.
All right, what should we consider when it comes to where we store our grain?
What we should consider where we store our grain, I guess there is, whether there's bins or grain bags, it really doesn't matter that much. It's all about moisture and temperature and getting them both as low as possible for long-term storage. Of course, when you have something that's a permanent structure, such as a bin, it tends to stay better longer than something that's a grain bag, which can be more impacted by environmental conditions throughout the year, as well as animals picking away at it and creating holes and making a mess of things.
All right, is there anything else producers need to know when it comes to storage and long-term storage?
No, it's all about managing moisture and temperature and monitoring, right? Checking those bins regularly, looking for any buildup of moisture or heat, and that's a sign of things not going quite as planned, and so then adjusting things accordingly and pulling a load out every once in a while and just really checking and allowing it to move throughout the bin.
All right, thanks a lot.
Thank you.